But then still in Bamenda, something interesting has also happened. We see the Minister of Secondary Education in La République du Cameroon, Professor Nalova Lyonga. She has taken an unusually critical stance against her own government, condemning the deplorable state of infrastructure in Bamenda. Her remarks made in front of the Colonial Prime Minister and other top officials at the Congress Hall in Bamenda painted a grim picture of neglect, abandonment, and frustration. Lyonga did not mind and mince her words as she described the city's deteriorating roads as a glaring example of government failure. She urged La République authorities to end the cycle of empty promises and take real, measurable actions to address the chronic infrastructural decay plaguing the city. Her tone conveyed not only disappointment, but a rare public demand for accountability from within the ranks of the regime. The city of Bamenda, once a thriving economic and cultural hub in the heart of the northern of Amazonia, has suffered years of neglect. Its roads are now marked by deep potholes, impassable stretches, and hazardous detours, all worsened by the ongoing armed conflict between colonial forces and the Amazonian State Army. Now, the impact has been profound. Daily life disrupted, economic activities stalled, and access to health, education, and emergency services are very severely hindered. Now, residents wary of decades of marginalization and unfulfilled promises welcomed Lyonga's honesty, but many remain skeptical about whether her words will spark real change. With the city teetering under the weight of poor governance and violent militarization, the question remains whether these grievances will result in policy shifts or simply fade into yet another cycle of political theater. While Lyonga's bold criticism may seem refreshing, it actually raises a deeper contradiction at the heart of the colonial administration. For years, Amazonian voices have decried this very same abandonment, the systematic neglect, the infrastructural decay, and the state selective development agenda when it comes to the southern Cameroons. Now, these cries were dismissed as rebellion, sedition, or separatist noise. Now, from within the colonial structure itself, one of its own ministers echoes the same concern. The same concerns long dismissed as anti-state propaganda. Now, we wonder how ironic is it that the very voices once branded as enemies of the state are now being echoed by the state's own mouthpieces, only after the damage has become too visible to deny. While Lyonga's statement, whether genuine or strategic, only affirms what Amazonians have long asserted, that Bamenda and the entire former British Southern Cameroons has been systematically abandoned, not just in infrastructure, but in dignity, development, and recognition. The colonial regime cannot continue to ignore people's cry for justice while pretending to speak in their interests. As the people of Bamenda wait once more for promises to become actions, many have already turned their hopes towards self-determination where development is not a favor but a right.